The beautiful game.
The beautiful game.
This idea of the beautiful game.
The beautiful game.
But where's the beautiful game?
You may be asking yourself, this game that they all talk about looking so beautiful, why when I do it does it just look awkward? Well, you're not alone. In fact, many of you have messaged to ask a very similar question. So today we're going to cover 5 of the basics, from passing to turning, foot placement to the arms, all with the goal of feeling and looking less awkward, dare I say elegant. And why, if this is something you're struggling with, you might want to get out of this phase sooner rather than later, because what's on the other side is a whole bunch of opportunity to progress your game. If you've ever tried running without the use of your arms, you know just how weird it feels. I mean, you can do it, but it's not the most efficient. It certainly doesn't feel natural. And it's these limbs that tend to be the first sign of a player that's a little uncomfortable navigating with a ball at their feet. Rigid and straight is perhaps the most common, which, although still allows you to perform the basics, it massively affects your ability to balance yourself, generate your full power, or to have any meaningful speed to your footwork. So just like when you're walking or running, where it kind of happens naturally, to do this whilst there's a ball at your feet, the most important thing is to be relaxed and to not think about it too much. Remember, it needs to happen naturally. So start by having a nice bend to your elbow and the arms slightly out to your side. This will give you a good base to work from so that you can move through that awkward arm phase as soon as possible, especially as all of the other skills require these puppies. Next up, we'll tackle 2 together. Now, to be light and delicate with a touch of class, being soft in the knees is kind of essential, whether that's controlling the ball from the air, on the ground, you're dribbling, or you're passing the ball in various ways. The knees being bent, especially when you're first learning, is going to help combat that awkward feeling.
And with the knees comes the toes, along with the arms. And it's these elements that allow you to unlock your ability to move the ball quickly and efficiently with that sense of style and elegance.
So maybe you can start to see a bit of a pattern. The more you can get away from being rigid and that kind of stressed look, the more you can relax and ease into the movement, ready for what's ahead. So the toes, or being on your toes, in that ready position, means to remain light on your feet, transferring your weight from one foot to the other, whilst of course including the arms with maybe some toe tapping of the ball. This ensures you're able to move away from that awkwardness and onto the next step, the touches. Now the touches I'm referring to is your footwork, and building and developing good habits to make many points of contact with the ground and the ball is perhaps the secret sauce to all of this.
But it does need to be done with a bit of purpose and intention.
Too much ground touches and not enough ball action can look very unsure and inexperienced. And too much ball time without adjusting your feet will look and feel pretty awkward.
So to move the ball with that sense of purpose, it's important that you get used to navigating the ball with many points of contact. So once you've touched the ball, you place that foot down, then it's on to adjusting your standing leg so that it can support the kicking leg.
Each time, moving that supporting leg into position where you can get the kicking leg comfortably and controllably on the ball, making sure you're not reaching. So you can maybe see why that ready and tippy toe posture is so important to get used to. Then you can look to speed this up and use different parts of your foot to change direction once you build up the confidence. Exciting stuff.
Talking of confidence, many of you have asked where in the world I'm located. And well, that depends. Currently, as in right now, I'm in Ireland. But sometimes we're in Australia, Canada, and even the US. And that's for a bloody good reason. I mean, what do I love more than playing football? Well, that's watching it.
And I watch a ton. That's why I've come to Ireland. They, believe it or not, show all the Champions League games for free to the fine Irish folk. So me being all nifty, with the help of Surfshark, I can simply change my actual location, New Zealand, to Dublin in the click of a mouse. You're in. Using a virtual private network, or VPN for short, I can securely jump into the World Wide Web from any location that I choose to get access to free streaming services, local TV shows, and save myself a ton of cash and the headache of going to those risky sites in the process. I mean, even if I did, I'd be protected by the government level encryption. So do yourself a favour and get yourself signed up for an exclusive Surfshark VPN holiday season deal. And when you enter promo code FootballFolk,
you bag yourself an additional 6 months for free. And for the price of this cup of tea, you can travel the world in confidence, watching all the sport your heart desires.
Better yet, it's completely risk-free with a 30-day money-back guarantee if it's not for you. So go ahead and click the link in the description, and thank you Surfshark for sponsoring this video. All right, let's change this back to New Zealand so I can actually access the top bins. That'll do. All right, where were we?
Passing. Now this is something that can really make you come unstuck in a game. Yes, you might be able to execute a pass to another person, but to do it where it doesn't look awkward and beginner-like, with sufficient power and accuracy, that's where the stub pass comes into play.
Now, most beginners, when executing a short pass, they tend to push off of their back leg, through the ball and onto their kicking leg, just like so.
Now this can sometimes be a useful technique to utilise, but for speed, precision and the majority of situations, efficiency and balance is the way forwards. So instead of pushing through the ball, we instead want to punch it. Punch! Keeping our centre of balance over our standing leg. So now we're back to that foot placement. And the key to this is getting it close to the ball and not like the push pass. Doing so allows us to ground or load into that leg, giving us an anchor point to be more accurate with our kicking leg, providing more power as we punch through. Now, if you're always falling over when you shoot, or you're just struggling to generate the power, this foot placement is often the first thing to address.
So by loading into that standing leg, we're able to open up that hip like so, showing the inside of our foot. With a nice soft bend to the knee, we're able to come through and punch. As you can see, my center of gravity is over that standing leg, which means that we can get our kicking leg in the best position to receive the ball. If we're coming onto it, we can put it behind us to push off and readjusting our standing leg. If we're turning behind us, we're ready there to open up. So getting that standing leg close to the ball is crucial for keeping everything nice and compact and balanced so that we can play an accurate, powerful pass.
Now all of these little adjustments to your technique is going to make you feel and look less awkward. But more importantly, it's going to give you a bunch more balance and coordination when interacting with the ball, which in turn will result in a more efficient technique that will allow you to generate more power, more accuracy, speed and agility of your footwork anytime you're tasked with navigating the ball.
Now, all of these changes, they're going to take time to really implement. We all go through this phase of figuring out how to use our bodies whilst controlling the ball. But if you can remember that the very best in the world, first and foremost, they look to keep it simple.
You keep it compact and efficient, they move their feet to get their bodies in the best position, and they train these elements day in, day out. Simple drills to build habits and develop that instinct that you can rely on. And if you too keep this in mind and try your best to do the same,
then that awkward phase, it will come and it will go pretty quickly.
Then it's on to learning the super fun things like using different parts of your foot to move and pass the ball, along with a whole host of different shooting techniques.
But nailing all of the basics would be my #1 priority right now. And in this video, we talk through 10 dribbling exercises to help speed up your transition and your footwork. And also I've attached a free PDF that you can download so that you can take these drills to the field and you can follow along a lot easier. So I'll see you over there. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the support, and I'll see you over there or somewhere else.